Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Chemical Guys Detail Garage. Today we have this Volkswagen. The exterior looks dirty, but the interior is even filthier. I mean, there's dog paws, fingerprints, dust, debris. I'll be showing you guys how to probably winterize your guys' interior to stay protected year round. Let's get started. To start off this video, I went with 5 different products to properly clean, protect, and cause hydrophobic properties to the interior of this vehicle. To start off on my left-hand side, I have Total Interior. So Total Interior is a cleaner and protectant that virtually cleans anything: leather, vinyl, rubber, plastic. And then we're gonna be moving on to our other cleaner, which is going to be Leather Cleaner. Leather Cleaner is a pH balanced cleaner that works great on any type of leather. Just simply spray and you agitate it with a brush. After that, you need to condition your leather. So we're gonna be using leather conditioner. Leather conditioner provides vitamin E to keep your leather soft. VRP is a vinyl, rubber, and plastic protectant that can virtually be used on interior and exterior plastics. It's going to rejuvenate them, cause a proper shine and protection to it so it won't crack over time. And finally, we're gonna be moving on to HydroThread. HydroThread is ceramic infused interior protectant that can be sprayed on all fabric surfaces such as carpet, fabric seats, and anything that has fibers. So guys, enough talking. I'll meet you guys on the interior to get into more depth on how to use these products. I'll see you guys there. So Total Interior Cleaner virtually cleans anything. I mean, if you guys look at the navigation screen, it has fingerprints from oily skin or lotion or who knows what. So all you need to do before using it, just spray your microfiber towel. As you guys can see, I didn't spray directly onto it because I want to avoid overspray. Overspray causes a headache because it might get into cracks and crevices where you can't get it out, and then you would have to use a blower to blow it out. But we're gonna start working from top to bottom. We're gonna start off with the dashboard. So I already sprayed some on here, and I will just massage it back and forth. What this cleaner is doing is going to clean it and protect it. Does it have some type of shine? And the answer is no. It's going to leave it like a factory-like look, nothing too shiny, and it will not cause a glare. So just wipe it right off, flip over to the clean side and buff it off. And just like that, I cleaned it. But now we're gonna be working our way down. Obviously there's vents, there's navigation screens, there's steering wheels. So just spray and you wipe. So we're gonna start with the navigation screen just so I can show you guys how easily it cleans these sensitive areas. So just spray and wipe. We'll move on over here and just clean up everything. Well guys, let me just finish cleaning the whole interior with Total Interior, and then we'll be moving on to our next product, which is VRP. I'll see you guys then. So now we're gonna be moving on to our product number 2, which is going to be VRP. So VRP is a water-based dressing that can be applied on vinyl, rubber, and plastic, both on interior and exterior. So if you wanna give shiny tires, you could do so, as well as rubber trims on the exterior. But today we're only focusing on the interior, so I could apply VRP on the dashboard. So whenever the driver comes in here, it looks a little bit more shiny, nothing too shiny to where it causes a glare. So it's a soft shine. 1 through 10, I like to rate it like a 7. So before using it, just shake up the product to get the proper mixture, and then I'll be using a microfiber applicator. And you guys always ask us how much product should we use on our interior. So keep this in mind, Chemical Guys products a little bit goes a very long way. So simply apply one line and then apply as you need. If you need more, feel free to apply more. But whenever you're working on interior, we always recommend blotching it out. Like this, you get an even coverage around your whole entire vehicle. So just work it back and forth. And you guys can see the restoration it's given to this Volkswagen compared to this side to this side. Obviously that's my VRP product, but you guys can see the big before and after. This is nice and rich shine, nothing too shiny. Compared to this side, it looks just dull like the factory. So just rub it back and forth, and VRP is going to protect the vinyl and plastic from cracking. So like this, you have no cracked dashes on the road, and your dashboard always looks great, as well as your vinyl trim and your rubber pieces. So it's very easy to use. Just rub it back and forth. And right here, I came to an end where I don't have any more product. This will come back, get 2 dots on my microfiber applicator, but you need to keep in mind, I already have VRP sitting on my applicator, so I do not want to over apply. So just rub it back on and just massage it into the plastic. Like this, the dashboard will not crack. It looks its best. And one cool thing about it, whenever you have VRP applied on your dashboard and your plastic, it does not accumulate dust because it's water-based dressing, as well as fingerprints because it's protecting it. So just rub it back and forth. If your car sits out in the sun a lot, this is a great product to have in your arsenal because VRP is going to avoid damage to your dashboard and plastic. So guys, you guys saw how simple it was to apply onto the dashboard. So let me just finish applying VRP to the rest of the interior and I'll meet you guys with product number 3, which is leather cleaner. So now moving on to our next stop on this interior clean is going to be on the back seats. The front seats are not so dirty and you can still follow this procedure on very clean leather, but on the back seat you guys can see that there's paws. Everybody loves fur friends, and fur friends, whenever they get in your interior, they might be dirty, their paws might be dirty, so they might leave stains behind. And just so I can show you guys that it's not just coming off with a finger rub. If I rub it back and forth, it does not come off. We're going to be using leather cleaner. So leather cleaner is a pH balanced cleaner that can be virtually used on all types of leather: vegan leather, fox leather, red leather, yellow leather, cerulean leather, any color leather. Just simply spray it on to a leather brush and then scrub it away. So I'm gonna give you guys a hardcore 50-50 so you guys can know what a neglected leather side looks like compared to a treated side. So I'll spray it onto my brush. I can just simply spray it directly on it, but I want to get you guys a hardcore line, so bear with me if it's not perfect. And especially because this leather does have perforated leather seats on this side, I do not want to spray directly. So I already have some on my brush, and all I'm going to do is just rub it back and forth, and you guys instantly see that leather cleaner is foaming away. The foaming action in this formula is going to remove all dirt and grime that is sitting on the leather and restore it to how it once looked. So leather cleaner is a great cleaner to have in your arsenal because whenever you run into accidents like so, you simply just spray onto your brush and clean it off. You always need to keep this in mind, is leather is like skin. If you do not treat it, it's going to crack. So constantly clean it, constantly recondition it, and your leather will stay soft and it will avoid cracking over time. So after a couple passes, I'll put my brush and product down. I'll grab a clean microfiber towel and just wipe away in one direction. Another common question we get on our social media is, how often can I clean my leather? How often can I condition it? And the answer is, however many times you would like to, that's perfectly fine. So just buff off the residue. And just by cleaning it, you guys can see there's an amazing before and after. This side is clean. There's no more paws. Obviously I still have product on my gloves, but let me just dry it. Once it's completely dry, I won't really stress about that line down the middle because that's my before and after. So this side is now clean, and now it's time to protect it and recondition it. We're gonna be using leather conditioner. Leather conditioner is a water-based dressing that can be applied on all types of leather: fox leather, vegan leather, colored leather. Just simply shake up the product, open the spout, apply. I like applying 2 lines on this one. Close up the spout. Since it does have perforated leather seats, you'll grab your finger, just rub it in. So like this, you do not clog up the pores. Once it's already in your microfiber applicator such as this, you're ready to apply. So just blotch it on the area you're working on and then just rub it on. Just like lotion, guys, just like lotion. Just rub it on, get an even coverage around your whole entire leather. And just like that, you restore nutrients to your leather like vitamin E, and it's going to stay soft and supple and it will not crack over time. So guys, check that out. This is how a treated leather is supposed to look at all times. It looks like it just came straight from the factory, and just like that, we restored our leather within like 5 minutes. Just spray with a cleaner, then condition it. So guys, let me just finish up these back seats, then I'll meet you guys on the final step, which is HydroThread. See you guys there. And finally, to finish off the interior on this Volkswagen, we're going to be treating it to HydroThread. So HydroThread is an infused ceramic protectant that's going to protect all fabric surfaces such as these carpets. So before anything, just shake up the product and I will lightly mist it on the carpet, and this is how simple it is to apply. Just lightly mist it, get an even coverage, and you want to take extra caution that you get a even spread. You could get a brush and just brush it into the fibers. And yes, you could apply multiple coats to your carpet or fabric seats or wherever you may be applying it. Just apply it, let it sit for 20 minutes, allow it to dry. Once it dries, that's when you can apply a second coat. So just brush it into the fibers so it could penetrate the fibers. And then after that, I'll come back 20 minutes later and reapply a second coat. So guys, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. If you would like to pick up any of these products today to protect your ride, hop on our website right now, chemicalguys.com, or stop by your local detail garage. If you want to see different types of videos, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know exactly what type of video you want to see. And we'll see you guys next time right here at the Chemical Guys Detail Garage.